We are live. All right, do countdown. Come right back. I need to hydrate. And yeah.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Crafty Mess, where we talk about the messiness of the world, random topics, and craft while we chit chat. First disclaimer: these stories are unfolding. We're just seeing what's on TikTok, YouTube, and such. Obviously, always fact checked us, and if we are wrong, please let us know.
We're only human. We're allowed to be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we don't want to spread misinformation, but at the same time, like if you call us out for it, we're most likely to be like, oh. Well, at least me.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd be like, okay, well, gosh, got that wrong, and then you move on. That's pretty much what it means to be an adult. And then Mel's disclaimer.
Yes, and so we're here as two friends chit-chatting, crafting. We're not here to, spread any type of hate. So please do not spread harassment or bullying to others that we're discussing on here. It's just plainly us chit and talking about what's been happening in the world. So yeah, no bullying allowed. Spread kindness, please.
Please. I'm gonna open this really quick because it's gonna be kind of loud. So here we go. Okay. So you're not like okay, yeah. So not while you're talking. Okay. What are you're still working on your top?
Yeah,
I know. You had 2 rows last time, right?
Huh?
You said you had 2 rows.
Yeah,
left?
I did finish a row last week. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm still on the 4th. I started my 4th row, so I need to do like 5. But I'm sorry, you guys. I know you guys are sick of me doing the same thing, but I just haven't really been motivated enough to finish it. I guess. Also because it's so dang hot. So I was like, it's not like I really wanted to wear it right now. So I'm like, man, I have time.
But no, here's the thing is that like that's what crafting is. Like everyone on YouTube or TikTok just see the final product, but they don't understand how long it takes, right? It's kind of like there's a reason because it takes me effing hours. Like when they're that's why it costs so much. Like that's really the fact, and like you're just a weekly documentation of that. So I wouldn't feel bad. Like I like seeing it.
I know what I'm gonna do with my next project after this, so stay tuned for that. But it won't be. That's gonna take me several more things too. It's not gonna be an overnight thing.
Well, I'm just not really crafting. I'm putting together goodie bags because Grudy last week of school is of her her present school is going to be next week, and she's transferring to a new school, which is really sad. So I want to do goodie bags for the kids in her class because she's been friends with them now, and kind of do like a little cupcake party thing, for, like a goodbye
Mom
for her.
Mom of the year, I swear. Mom of the year right here.
well, it's a way for me to slip little notes in there and be like, hey, please, keep in touch because my child needs friends because I have no friends. so it's
Stop
like,
it.
It's to not make her grow up weird,
She is a social child. I doubt that's going to be the case.
Yeah,
and she's so appreciative of what you do. It's just so sweet.
I know, it's cute, but me overcompensating. All right, first story. No, you got to tell me your first story because I was a little bit. I think I muted out. I heard about the Sprint Airlines situation, but I didn't know which flight you were flying on. So you got to tell me what's going on.
Yeah. So for my first trip out with my man friend, we decided to take Spirit Air, and I was leg of the trip, like going going to was fine, like no problem whatsoever. We like landed, hopped on an Uber and got to the city. The second leg back was another question. I had reserved an Uber for the morning pickup, which was like 4 in the morning. And then in like Uber came, we got in the car, and he said, "Did you check your flight? It might be canceled because like Spirit has been canceling a ton of flights." And I was just like, "Wait, what?" Because like the day before I was checking in, and I literally was checking it throughout the day because I was trying to get like a wallet pass onto my phone, and I forgot that it's through the app, so I kept checking in on the website, and it was fine. And then it wasn't until I checked my phone again and I saw that my flight says it got canceled, and they gave a notice at midnight. Who the hell is gonna be awake at midnight when your flight is like so freaking early? Like we were trying to sleep so we could get to the flight, and I was just and no, there were no like yeah, there were no warning or anything like that. So we had a connecting flight in Orlando, and Orlando was experiencing the same thing. Like they were having thousands of cancellations, and I was thinking in my head, should we stick around? Should we fight with Spirit? Try to grab rent a car, which would probably be like a couple $100 already. Like I think I quoted it was almost $100 or something to drive to Orlando and then be canceled. I was like, F that. I am booking the first flight out, which was good old, good old reliable Southwest. And we were out of there. And I was just like, no, I'm not dealing with this until after we get back.
Do you know the reason why?
People kept saying that it was a strike, but then like the union said there was no strike, and then there was like other things they kept saying, but they said it was more about that they didn't plan for so many people traveling, and like pilots
Wait, I'm sorry,
were
what?
walking. Yeah, pilots were walking out or something because they already worked their hours or things like that. And what the weather, they said also the weather. I don't know what the problem is, but they definitely have thousands of refund requests in their inbox, and I've been kind of waiting around to see whether or not they were going to refund us. But that was the case, so that was fun. But overall, our whole trip was fun. We played it safe. We masked everywhere. We ate outdoors everywhere. We walked outside mostly. Like a lot of the indoor stuff is all masked. And thankfully, the mask mandate kind of thing for even this CDC says to have masks indoors, whether or not you're vaccinated or not. Which I thank God that happened before our trip, because I was very wary about it. But then, like when we went there, we were at least feeling safer. The first restaurant we went to didn't because it was like rain. It was planning to like rain, so they didn't allow us to eat outdoors. So we're just like, okay, well, we found another restaurant that had outdoor seating, so it wasn't a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the flight cancellation, everything went smoothly. Everything went, well, and we ate way too much.
Hi, Katrina. Nice to see you again.
Hi.
Okay, so basically, Spirit's statement was that there was too many people flying. Like you would.
That like, coupled with weather, like there was supposed to be a hurricane or something.
Okay.
But honestly, there was no hurricane. Like we didn't. I mean, yes, there was rain, but isn't that normal in like cities that have high humidity? I would say that's kind of normal. But yeah.
I guess I'm pretty sure. I have a feeling that Spirit is probably up to something. I should have looked into it more, but if there was a hurricane, if like it was really bad weather, then all the other airlines would have issues. Then Southwest wouldn't be the one flying now, right?
That's what I thought. That's what I thought too. And it was Spirit and American. Both of them had the problems. They were canceling like hundreds of flights, and thousands of people were stranded at the airport. So I don't know what their deal was. I don't know, but I'm so glad that I didn't want to stick around to deal with it, because knowing traveling and things like that, there's no way I want to stick around and try to like
No.
stay in line, wait for our
Yeah.
customer service, wait for our next flight out, then get the next connecting flight canceled. There is also possibility of even the first leg being canceled. So yeah, I wasn't gonna wait around. But yeah, we got back on time early. Yeah, we actually got back earlier because it was gonna be, we weren't supposed to get back until like 4, but we got back around 9 because it was a direct flight. Came back, took a COVID test, negative.
Good.
So yep, all good and swell right there. Oh my gosh, yep. They're still canceling flights. That's crazy.
You know what's funny though? I can see why Spirit would cancel their flight because I've flown Spirit before and I've done it once and it was a red eye flight and I never did it again. It was literally the most bumpiest, the most it was the most bumpiest ride I've ever had. And it was also one of those things where like there's a lot of it's not like Southwest. Southwest is just so smooth. Maybe that's what it is. I am so spoiled by Southwest and how buttery smooth they are as far as the process of flying, right? You can cancel literally 30 minutes before you.
Right. But see, the thing is Southwest flights are more expensive though. If you think about it, you're kind of paying, they say no fees, but all the fees are included in a sense, So if you're lucky, you can find a flight that's like $100 one way, which is great, but it's your schedule has to be flexible in order to get that type of deal, which is great. And I thought this is the third time I've flown Spine. Like I think the first time I flown Spirit was like to Iceland. I can't, I believe so, and it was fine. The second time was to Chicago. It was fine. This time, the first leg out, like I said, was fine. It was just coming back that got canceled, but luckily. Honestly, luckily we were able to get a first flight out, like, which I say that because who knew like all the flights would have been gone. You know what I mean? So we were able to get our first flight out direct and came back with plenty of the day to like do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in flights where. In the airport where, like flights get canceled and stuff due to rainstorms because we have tropical storms here. And there was one particular time where it was so bad that like American, Delta, United, Southwest, Spirit, no one was flying. And, I pretty much had to sleep overnight at the airport, and it was just like, that's how you know when something's really bad storm-wise. But yeah, I've never been a fan of Spirit. The first time I flew. And I'm just but see the thing is I live in Houston, so we're pretty international as far as how we can choose our flights, and so flights tend to be cheaper because we're like always in the middle, and it's easy for us to be more selective of flight. But I like was not up to date with the story as to like why. But I did see a bunch of people making fun of Spirit this past week on TikTok, and I couldn't understand what the trend was. I can understand the trend. I was like, oh, okay. It's because, this one guy made a TikTok and he was just like pretending to be the flight attendant. And he was just like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be on this flight now. If you have any questions, please ask me the question because I'm technically not going to be here because I'm actually working from home right now. And, once you take off, since you guys won't have internet, you can't get in touch with me. And, there's no other flight attendants. We're all just working from home. So you're going to have to just serve yourself. And, I need someone to fly the plane because the captain decided to work from home, and so if no one's gonna volunteer, we're just gonna pick one of you randomly. Like it was like all these like really funny TikToks.
I did see another TikTok was saying like our pilot just walked off. You don't like anybody who volunteer. You don't have to have you don't need a degree. You don't need like anything like this. Just come on up and fly this plane, and then if there's no volunteers, we'll just pick one randomly. Like, oh my god,
it's so funny. Oh, so that's why
I was like, I'm getting off this plane like right now.
That was why the TikTok was going on. That is hilarious.
That's why. Yeah. Katrina, like, I hope your friend was able to get a flight out. driver's license. Even then, you don't need a driver's license. Just a permit. It's fine. You're 16 plus. You don't have to be 18.
Well, my brother does have a flight license, so but he could only fly private. And still, again, knowing the dipshit that my brother is, and know that he can fly a plane literally terrifies me.
You don't have much faith in. Yeah, you don't have much faith in.
No. I have 100% faith in him. He's totally capable. I've flown in his plane before. Completely can control a plane. Cool. It's just that he's your younger brother. You've grown up with him. You've seen him eat his own snot, or like wonder why his armpit hair is growing. Like it's like you grow up with those people, and you're like, you're now flying. It's things like that makes me like kind of giggle a little bit, but yeah.
We talked about it. I mean, we talked about it like. They grow up, they get past that stage. So thankfully, I mean, come on, there's just some people like we were talking about, just people giving tantrums on flights and things like that. Where did you learn to behave, in public? Like, so ridiculous.
I mean, this is a good segue to talk about that guy on a Frontier flight who freaked out. Basically the premise is he was on the flight, he was already intoxicated, and he was basically saying that like, my mom and dad have millions of dollars and they can own this airline if they want to. Don't talk to me like that. And he was just being a jerk. And at first what happened was Coach? Yeah, right. But at first, I think what happened even before the video was filmed was that he grabbed the flight attendant's like either chest or butt, and I wasn't sure. And then he slapped another one, and then they started filming it, and then he like just straight up like went in and tried to fight someone on the plane.
What the hell?
I just don't. Okay, so I texted you and I was just like, yeah, so airplane rage or air rage, apparently it's a real like technical term where
for
it's like
mental
not mental health, but it's not mental health, but it is a way to describe this phenomenon. It's called air rage, right? Where some people, when put in situations like that, will get literally angry. And it's like, and the first documentation of like an airplane Karen or Kevin was like in 1947, which can you imagine being in 1947 and like raging like that? Like, dude, historically think of what the world went through and you're raging. Because flying in the 1950s is such a high class thing, right? Like, it's not like what it is today where everyone, like, and to be ragey like that in the 1940s, like, just, it cracks me up. But apparently it is a real thing, and Frontier ended up putting their flight attendants like on suspension, and I guess like Twitter and everyone and the whole social media kind of freaked out. They're just like, why are you punishing the flight attendants? Like, they're the one that got accosted. They had to do what they need to do, because they ended up duct taping him too, and then Frontier came back around, was just like. No, and Frontier came back around and was just like, no. What we meant to say is that they're on paid leave right now while we do an investigation. And I'm like, okay, good job for covering your ass there, Frontier. But no, the guy was clearly, he was intoxicated. He was clearly in the wrong. And I guess a side note to know is that if you have something called air rage, I guess it's like road rage, right? Like the same people who get road rage are probably the same people who get air rage. If you have that, don't drink on top of it, because apparently it makes it worse. Like, there's been studies about it too. Yeah. So
why can't? But they can take something to put them to sleep, right? Like melatonin or something like that.
Take an Ambien, burn some.
So why don't they do that?
I don't know.
If they know that they get into these rages, like, I mean, do you want to be put on a no-fly list? Like, that would be worse. You can't travel anywhere. You have to drive everywhere.
Well, that's funny because like the same article said that they're just like, we understand that air rage is a very strong feeling and we understand that people get it, but you also have to be reminded that if you act out online on the airlines, you will end up in a no-fly zone, which again, I think that's totally fair on the airlines, right? But regardless regardless if it's a real thing, if it's like an actual terminology to describe human feelings or whatever, okay, cool, I'll recognize it, but at the same time, it's like, there are things you can do preemptively to mitigate it. Like, take a Xanax, take an Ambien, smoke a joint, meditate, maybe burn an incense before you get to the airport, carry some crystals. I don't know, whatever you gotta do. Put on, align your chakras. Like, come on, there's options, right? Like, get some sleep, exercise, eat a good meal. Like, oh my gosh, I can just keep going. Craft. It's just, I don't know.
These are all healthy ways to like mitigate this rage. But the thing is, like, they're in this rage for a reason because they don't know how to do any of that. You know, they don't know how to like channel their rage.
Yeah, it's just our PSA for the time. It's just like, maybe just kind of take care of all that before you get on the plane, maybe. And you know how you can test it out? Just going on an elevator and then realize that if being in a confined space freak you out, then maybe, there's something we need to address. That's
why. Maybe don't ever fly,
Yeah.
Don't subject other people to your like mental,
Yeah, I'm telling you, we gotta get that Karen van business started.
No, I don't want to be driving all these Karens in a van. Do you know how bad that is?
No, we're not driving.
Nowhere near there. Okay,
we'll hire Katrina, make her do it. She's like the chillest person I know.
Follow the model on your shirt. What's on your shirt?
Just be a nice human.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Seriously, be a nice human.
Yeah. No, we'll make Katrina do it, and we'll pay her like no.
There's not enough money in the world.
Yeah. Oh, she gets work hazard pay. Work hazard pay. Oh, it's looking good now.
I mean, she already says hell no, so I am with her on that. No hell.
Yeah.
No way in hell. You know, like I don't know, you guys don't know this, but in Vietnamese, you know how to how do you say pig again?
Hell.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
There was a t-shirt that had like a pig and it was like Vietnamese like hell. Hell no.
Did you hear
love it.
Which one was it? It was bicycle.
Bicycle? What's a bicycle?
Like for bicycle, when you say "set up," which is like "shut up."
Shut up.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what that's what we used to say all the time.
Who did that one? Who did that one?
I don't think anyone did, but I remember in like my high school, that's what we used to say all the time, like amongst like other.
Okay, KL, seriously, t-shirt business. We gotta get in this.
We gotta get all the logos. Like
we got the logo. I feel like we have so many ways that we could totally market this joint. Like, do it. Let's do it.
It's currently documented now, so if anyone steal the ideas first, it's already on the podcast. So
don't
you can't
steal it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to trademark it.
What's our next story?
$100,000. Oh, I wanna go to Korea. I want to go to Korea too.
Oh no, totally worth $100,000 for her to drive the Karen vans. Oh no, that's nothing.
For how many hours? If it's 1 hour, then fine. I would do it for an hour.
No, first of all,
if it's 6 hours, then I'm not sure.
I can't guarantee you hours because I don't know how the Karens are going to act. They can extend a 1 hour trip into 10 hours because they have to like pee, constantly take snack breaks. Their glucose level is low. It's too hot. They got to get a sweater. Like, you know, these are real Karen problems. Someone made a remark at them, so they have to like.
The next.
Go ahead.
The next story? The next story is how we want to talk about how people are feeling, what they think about cities mandating vaccines or vaccinated people to enter buildings like restaurants and just like indoor stuff. At Paris, actually, another city, I think in Italy, which I'm not sure which city that was, that New York City started. I think that may be the first city that have started mandating. It's supposed to be like August 16th, I believe. They're starting like checking people for vaccinations before they can enter a building, kind of thing. Which I agree with it. I'm sorry. I think, you know, like, why are we putting other people at risk for choices that makes absolutely no sense, especially in a pandemic, that we're going to continue to be in the pandemic if not everyone gets vaccinated, okay? And the fact that Paris actually started it, and then from their like charts, you can see the vaccination just skyrocketed because of what that happened, which I thought that was good. That was a good call.
I mean, obviously the charts skyrocketed because people don't want to lose their rights to enter buildings, right? Because they're like, well, I have to do this now, then I'll go get vaccinated. Which I think, honestly, at this point, we do need certain mom and pops like going, you know, telling them what to do, because it's clear that we can't just trust that people are going to make the right decision. And I think this mandate, honestly, I support it too. Right now, I am so many degrees so close to so many people who have caught COVID, who've died from COVID, who had been vaccinated and have been passed away from COVID, and even caught it and is now in the hospital due to. It's just like, at this point, it's starting to get. Yeah. I think at this point, I am starting to lose patience myself because we are getting very close to hitting the 2-year mark of this thing, and it's just like people still can't.
So stupid.
Yeah. And it's no. I literally have no more patience.
Right. And they're not just affecting, like, it's not about themselves, honestly. Like, you know, seeing people who don't get vaccinated, to me, it's a very, very selfish thing to do, because it's not you. You know what I mean? Just because your symptoms are like mild or whatnot, or you haven't gone through like whole be on a ventilator kind of thing, doesn't mean that you're not the carrier to infecting other people who have, you know, who can't be vaccinated at this point. Right now, we're concerned about children under 12. Hopefully, knock on wood, that we're going to be able to get this, the FDA approval or emergency approval, whatnot, by the end of August, early September, before kids go back to school. But that is just making me nervous, you know. So it's just like, I have to, you know, be extra cautious as well. But, you know, I know people that are not vaccinated, and it's just like, why am I thinking about them and they're not thinking about them? Like, they're not thinking about other people. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just makes absolutely no sense.
I don't know. I mean, like, Papa Bear is probably one of the most patient people I know, and not a lot of things that bother him. But literally yesterday, we found out that one of our friends' husband caught it, and he's vaccinated and she's vaccinated, but it was someone else in the workplace who was dating someone who wasn't vaccinated, and it trickled down, right? And we were planning to meet up this weekend, and so like, had she not gone tested and had I hung out with her, like, who would have known, you know?
Well, see, I still wear masks whenever, like, you know, I think especially with like other people, like, I just don't trust them. You know what I mean? So I wear masks even at work when they say mask. Like, if you're vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask. I still wear a mask to work. Like, I don't care. You know? Great. There's still the chance that even with like vaccinated people being able to spread. I don't want to take that chance. You know?
Yeah, it's just. I don't know, just get vaccinated. I mean, I've heard the argument, like someone was saying, yeah, but it's just right, the government trying to control us and track us. And I was just like, you have a cell phone. They're already tracking you. They're already controlling you. Like, come on.
Totally. Totally.
Just get
and
vaccinated.
There was this TikToker was saying, like, I don't want to put there was a TikToker was like, I don't want to put something in my body that's not fully tested. And to which I reply, I'm pretty sure that whoever, like a guy or girl that's been in you has not been fully tested. It's not like you check every single person who has been inside of you. You know what I mean? Like, so therefore say that you need a medicine to be fully tested when you don't fully test your, whoever goes in you. So crass but true. Crass but true. Does everyone bring their card and be like, I've been fully tested, even, no disease here? F that.
Oh, that is like the most funniest. It's like the funniest foreplay. It's just like, okay, so I need references from your 2 past partners, your doctors and medical history, and an emergency contact.
I wish that was the case. I really wish that was the case. I would love to have a medical history background before, sleeping with anyone. Like, no, in reality, that's not the case. So don't freaking pull that card.
The government already know about your weird kinks. Yes, Mel, the government already knows.
They know everything. All my text messages are not safe.
It's not encrypted like you believe.
They're not safe.
My Amazon sex toys is not safe.
Just because it comes in an obscure box does not make it safe. They still know your purchase history.
right. Like that's
they
what
know
that's
it. They're like, and that's why they keep showing you all the other toys that's on your Amazon. It's like, because of your purchase, you may like this.
And the thing is, like,
how do I clear this purchase?
It doesn't just show on Amazon.
Yeah.
It pops up on Facebook.
Nothing.
Like, it will just show up on Facebook. Like the rare.
Nothing. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Like if you're worried about the government tracking you, like, oh, you are very, very naive, my dear.
It's so naive.
Yeah.
So naive, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, that was the first one that the first argument.
TikTok trend. Yeah, but there was also a whole TikTok trend where this guy says, like, look, I'm magnetic, and he slaps a key on his arm, and it doesn't like move, and it's because he's probably freaking like sweating. I mean, that's why the key was stick. But then and then in the comment section they're like, dude, put baby powder, and then try it again. It didn't stick. So he had to retract his statement. Lordy Lord, these people are stupid, man. Like, I don't want to be in the same room with them. I was like, next.
Oh no, man. I can't. It's such a sad.
I can't.
I
seriously can't. And like the thing is, and the whole the whole 180 with Fox and like the Republicans is because there are people like dropping off like flies. And I was like, well, you're turning it around, like that's the consequence you face. Like, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Like, that your voter party is all dying one by one. Too late, dude.
Well, here's the thing. People outside of the United States,
really
people outside the United States want to get vaccinated. For example, in Vietnam, I have relatives there who basically were telling me that, like, to get vaccinated, it's about $1,000 to $2,000 a shot. So to get fully vaccinated, you can spend $2,000 to $4,000 per shot. A family of 4, you're looking at $8,000 to $12,000 for a family of 4 to get vaccinated.
It's so BS. Like, it's so BS. Other countries want this vaccine, and we are just taking it for granted here, okay?
Yes.
We are given free vaccinations.
That is the definition of
really
privilege. The fact that you can choose to not take something like that, where the whole world is
people
like
are dying
screaming.
To take.
Yeah. It's just like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is
There's
my idea.
Yeah. I mean, in Korea, like, I just bumped into this TikTok. In Korea, they're having a COVID USA trip where you pay $10,000 just to take a trip, tour around US, but get your vaccination as well. Like that is what's going on. I sent it to my family, like group chat, because I know there's like a few that are not going to get vaccinated. And I think that's BS. And like my other sister was just like, don't send this stuff anymore because we're already divided or whatever. I was like, F that. You know what I mean? If you're not gonna try to protect your own kid, you know what I mean? It's not about you.
Well, here, I mean, like even in Texas, because we're right at the border, there's a lot of very rich people in Mexico coming over to throw some money at the at like the Chanel shop and stuff. And what they do is they'll come here, they'll get vaccinated, and they'll go shopping, and then they go back. And it's like, there's so many countries that are like screaming to get vaccinated, and it's just we're just. I mean, at this point, I'm like, okay, the people who don't want to get vaccinated, I'm sorry that you're feeling like your free will is taken away from you. But you know what? We live in a simulation anyway, so we don't have free will. So that conversation is over. Let's just, make sure the Sims that we're in right now is going to last for a little while longer, And if you really don't want to get vaccinated, that's cool. How about maybe I give you a plane ticket to fly to a place where people really want to get vaccinated, and we kind of like trade off people for it, just
yeah. No, seriously, like I'm totally for that. And it's almost like, well, if you want free will, the faster you get vaccinated, the faster we're gonna be able to enjoy the free will that you're talking about. But right now we can't, and it's frustrating. This actually, when you were talking about Texas, kind of reminded me something. So I was on another phone call with Starbucks yesterday and this was the situation that happened. So I realized that, wait a minute, they refunded me the $10, but then I'm thinking about it, and I went back to my account to recount, like to actually calculate if I actually lost more than $10. And so I did, because I had I added $100 gift card on there, and then tracing back, and the last time I made a purchase was in Texas. Tracing back, I should have had at least $55 left over. Okay.
Oh no.
And the first guy, but it didn't dawn on me until I did the math. But the first guy who helped me didn't even think about like, hey, maybe there were other purchases prior to the date that I told him. So the second guy helped me, and he like traced back. There were like 10 transactions in Mexico that totaled up to $65. So I was able to get that back, but yeah, it took some time. I just wanted to make sure that like it probably happened in Texas, because Mexico is not that far from Texas.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
so something that happened between the time, because it actually started at 7:14. The guy said the first purchase was made, and that was when I was in Texas. So
I think
right?
I wouldn't doubt it either. Whoa, that's a lot. Like $55 to lose.
Crazy.
Like, come on, that's a tank of gas or two.
No, 65 total, because it was because I added additional money into it, thinking that I was like, did I spend this much? I don't remember spending this much. And so I went back to calculate it, but they made several transactions in the same store. So I think they were buying Starbucks stuff. Crazy. But none of that transaction showed up on my side. And I asked the guy, and he was just like, I think it's because of the currency difference or something.
Oh.
Very weird.
Okay.
So luckily,
really weird.
Luckily I have that back. Yeah. And, hopefully it doesn't happen again. But that was my Starbucks saga.
Yeah, that is such a wild story. The whole stealing Starbucks
crazy
points thing. Yeah, but honestly, I wouldn't doubt that. I thought happened in Texas.
Yeah. Right, and I thought at first that they were funneling the money, but now that I think about it, I think they were actual Starbucks stuff.
Oh,
because there's 10 separate transactions.
That is so wild. Like,
crazy.
I think it's the effort to do all of that. You must really like Starbucks.
But where did they even get my account is where I'm like, I'm just more, boggled by that. It's like, how did they get my account? So I don't know.
Katrina says, what kind
I
of goodie
don't
bags are you
know.
making? So Goody's last week of her current preschool is next week, and she's gonna be transitioning to another school, and so she's gonna have to say goodbye to her old friends. And so I wanted to make some goodbye goodie bags and like have like a little cupcake party or whatever for the kids to say goodbye to her.
So cute.
It's one of those schools where she really started growing and thriving, and her language and her extroversion like came from this school, and she made a lot of friends. So it's gonna be a really sad moment, more so for me because it's just like one of those things where you see your kids make friends, and the last thing you want to do is like rip them away from it. But at the same time, she's gonna have to deal with disappointment, and this is gonna be one of those things.
Yeah.
But at least I'm making the transition as easy as possible. So that's what the goodie bags are for. Yeah.
I feel bad. Like, I mean, it's not that I don't like kids, but sometimes some kids do bother me, like do annoy me. And like,
Oh, for sure.
for instance, it's like funny because my sister's brother-in-law's kid, like she was probably, I don't know, 6 years old, but she constantly was like coming to me wanting attention, wanting me to like, like talk to her and all that stuff. And like I was just like sitting there trying to amuse her, but then at some point I was just like, like. And then I think she said something to my sister. She was like, I don't think Auntie Mel likes me. And I said, sometimes not, you have to know that not a lot of people like I don't know what I said, but it was not very friendly. I was like, sometimes, like not people. I forgot how I said it, but it was really not the best thing to say to a child. But I was like, yeah, I forgot how I said it, but yeah, I was just like, you're gonna face people, like not everyone likes you.
It's
something
that
like
is
that.
true. It is very true. Like
but like they have to learn as a young age,
I mean, I wouldn't do it that hard. I usually am just like, maybe Auntie Mel needs some time away for a little bit, or but not like she doesn't like you, kid. It's your face.
I didn't say it like that. I just said like, oh well, sometimes people don't always like you.
Oh my gosh, that's so mean.
I can't. Yeah, I can't remember. But then my sister was just like, maybe you shouldn't have said that. I was like, oh well, hard truth, tough love.
Oh my gosh, that's so mean. But then again, I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure your niece is going to be okay, and I'm pretty sure she has forgotten about it by now. Yeah.
Well, she wasn't my niece. That's the thing. She wasn't my niece. Like I love my nieces and nephews. It was my sister's brother-in-law's daughter.
Oh no.
So no relations to me.
No.
So and she was literally bothering me like the whole time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like constantly wanting my attention. I was just like, dude, lady.
Well, I think so for me, usually when I'm in a group setting, all the kids like would gravitate towards me because when I play like a kid, and I don't mind it. However, when we play, if that kid starts to act like he or she deserves all of my attention in a group of other kids, that's when I start having a problem because it's like, look, I have 4 or 5 other kids here. We all can play together. We all can be a part of this together. But when you start acting like I'm your mom, then we're going to have a problem because I will call your mom over. And I know for a fact your mom's going to be like, Joe, you're going home, So, because I'm here. This is one. Honestly, though, Mel, I don't think you don't like the kid. I know what it is. I think you're annoyed that the mom didn't like come in and be like, hey, let's give your Auntie Mel some space too.
There is that because like, yeah, if a kid is so attention seeking, like such an attention whore, like how do you think that they're going to grow up to be? You know what I mean? Like everything's going to be around them and they're going to feel like entitled, and it's just not a good trait to have. So it was the boundaries for me, and it was just I mean, I don't know. I think at that point I felt like tough love was the thing to do so that she could stop bothering me.
But here's the thing though, usually, kids when they're that young, they're always like, look at me, because the world revolves around them, which, okay, fine, I understand. But when the kid But here's the thing, though. I do notice that the kids who have that like attachment, that like look at me the most, are always the ones who have parents who aren't giving them that emotional need, right? Because then like
See, but that's the thing. Like I don't know. Their parents actually do. I actually think that they give her maybe too much attention, because that's so when it's a normal amount of attention, then they feel as if they're not getting enough. You know, like I
Well,
really think that
maybe
the parents are actually too much of like a doting
it could be, or it
parent.
could be the wrong attention, or it could just look like they are doting on the kid, but actually at home they're not. Like we don't know, right? But
Yeah.
normally kids, they do want attention, and the ones who want it the most and who are very aggressive with it are usually the ones who don't tend to get it as much at home. So at home with Greedy and I, like I am the one who get the brunt of any emotional meltdowns, right? But that
Yeah.
means in public, she doesn't have it because she gets it from me, you know? So I don't judge other parents and how they raise, but like, you know, you can kind of like see when the kid gets a little too like, you know. I also do know that like when
Mm.
when Rudy is around other people or other ladies, she like looks at them like, "You're so pretty," and I'm over here like,
Oh.
dude, you know why I look tired? It's because of you. Okay, I would be pretty too.
It was so funny. She was like, yeah, it was really
Yes.
funny, honestly.
Yeah, but
That's so funny. She's like, Mommy, why don't you dress like, why don't you wear a dress? Mommy.
yeah, but no,
That's
I think that's what
hilarious.
it is. It's not that Mel doesn't like kids because she's really sweet to a degree with children, which I think everyone
Don't
is
say, I
too.
was gonna say, don't tell me that what I don't like. I don't like a lot of, like, I like my nieces and nephews. Sometimes they can get out of hand. It's like, but like a lot of kids, I don't need to have their kids be shoved in my face either. If I don't like them, I
That's
like
true.
would want to keep my distance, you know? So I think that's fair. Like, yeah, like if I don't have a personal relationship with you, why on earth would I want to have that with your kid?
I mean, it's the same with like other people, like, right? Like it's the same with children, it's the same with adults. Like if I don't have a personal relationship with an adult, like the last thing I want is for you to sit there and tell me about the weather all day long. Like,
Your life story. Yeah, no,
yeah, it's
seriously.
the
It's like I
same.
don't
It's really the
really,
same.
I don't, yeah, like I don't have any attachment or any like, anything towards you. So yeah, why would I feel that way about your kid? I don't know. I mean, she was cute and all, but it was just too much. Too much. I need my space.
And honestly, it's okay. Like it's okay. I don't know why people get on. I'm not seeing this like the divide where like some people will get on people who don't like kids and some people will get on people who like kids too much. Like,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
I it's not that I like kids. I like the developmental process of children and watching that process.
Hmm.
You know, that it's just more of a science-based thing for me. And then you like your space and you don't want sticky fingers around you. Like there's nothing wrong with either. There's really nothing wrong. You know, it's no different than
Nothing
being a
wrong.
cat person or a dog person. You know,
Right.
there's nothing
Right.
wrong. And honestly, like if I had
Although,
someone who's just
yeah.
like clinging off of me and like the mom was like on the phone or like having a good time or chilling, whatever, I'm gonna be like, hey, you need to get your kid a snack here. Like there was one time
No,
this dad,
seriously.
wait. There's this one time this dad, he was at a park and they were there playing and Rudy and I were having a picnic and the kid was playing by themselves, which is totally fine. Like you should let kids be able to play by themselves and be bored. But like he
Hmm.
just took off. And I had no idea where he was, but she came over and she started like eating Rudy's snacks and like playing with her
Oh my
toys.
goodness.
And as much as I wanted to be like, hey, you gotta go away. But then like I look around and like the dad was gone. I'm like, where did he go? Like he just went back in his
Wow.
car. He just went back in his car and just sat there. I'm like,
Wow.
you don't know if I'm going to
Was he
take your
waiting
kid.
for somebody to abduct his kid?
I don't know, but it was so weird. And I was just like, and then Grudy was trying to talk, and and then she kept interrupting Grudy, like, no, I know the color. And I was just like, I understand you know the color, and I'm pretty sure you're very smart and intelligent, but she wants to answer the question, like it was
Yeah.
just very yeah. And then like when I saw him, I was just like, come on, kid, you gotta go. There's your dad. Like, get off my picnic blanket. My daughter and I are trying to
Wow.
bond here.
Seriously, that's so rude.
So weird.
That's so
Anyways,
rude. Was there
that
another
would be.
topic? Did I miss one?
Nope, we talked about the airline. Oh, Mr., Mrs., and Miss.
Oh, okay. So this was just this morning that I bumped into this TikTok, and it actually makes so much sense. This
Yep.
lady said, why is it that women have so many titles? They have Miss, Mrs., Ms., and it's only according to their association to a man. Versus when a man like goes through like is there a relationship with to a man, but the man's relationship to a woman, his title doesn't change. It's still Mister throughout the whole thing. And then somebody in the comment section said like this is why I prefer Miss. Like there's no need for anyone to know my business. You know what I mean? I never even thought about that until now, until that TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, right? And it's just like, and then somebody also said, well, it's tradition, it's whatever. I was like, yeah, it's a patriarchal tradition, something that we probably should change.
I mean, I think when you said that to me, I said, that is the reason why I refuse to change my last name. First of all, out of laziness. And second of all, because I'm cheap and I don't want to spend that money. But yeah, it really makes no sense.
For me, I actually don't mind changing my name with, to the guy's name. I think I more mind that we have to change the title when the man doesn't get to change the title. There are guys who actually will pick both of their last names, and then also like that guy will hyphenate that name. So it has happened in that sense. And I think that's nice because it's almost like, okay, yeah, why can't they also do the same? So
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't call me by anything. I'm not old enough to be a Miss, Mrs., or whatever. Just call me KL.
I just find that it's crazy why we have several titles. But no, I think from now on, I'm just gonna be going by Ms. Like, why do they need to know my life history with a man?
I mean, is it often that people have to acknowledge you by Miss, Mrs., or Ms.? Because I don't have ever been in the
Not as
situation.
often. I think it's mostly like written out.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times it's usually written out, especially on like wedding invitations, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, that's right, huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. I always, when I do get invited, I go, people still put Ms. Cal, and then they go Mr. Connolly, or whatever. And, so it's just like, because it's just, I mean.
Yeah, they do that. And then like in stores, obviously, ma'am, madam, that sort of thing. That's common enough. But for guys, it's sir.
Well, there's a difference between ma'am and madame?
I thought it was the same, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was the same. Yeah,
yeah, I think that's the same. But like for a guy, it's sir. But then why does he also get one thing? It's usually sir, right? Like there's nothing else to say to refer to him.
I mean, I guess madame is more like, every time I think of a madame, I just think of prostitution. I'm sorry. A madame. So I've never like, I guess I don't
know. No, that's a madam.
Oh, a madam. That's what it is. But is it originate from?
I think that's a madam. Could be. It could be French.
Is it? Yeah, madame is French.
Maybe
that's
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it's also where you're from. Like, ma'am is more southern accent or southern way of saying it. So perhaps that's also just location wise. So maybe there's that. But like the salutations, I think that's kind of why are there several for women?
No, it's definitely correlated to your single stature. That's all it is, and
cool.
And I mean, and it's also correlated to your widow or divorce stature too. And it's just like, whatever. Honestly,
none of your business.
It's none of anyone's
None of his.
business. No one
Right.
needs to and even if I run around and go, I am thrice divorced. What is wrong with that? Like, there's nothing wrong. Not that I'm thrice divorced. I'm twice divorced. Once divorced. Oh crap! Once divorced. Wait a minute.
You
I
are
like count.
divorced.
Yes,
One.
I recount. Like, wait a minute.
I
Once
know.
divorced. Yeah. So yeah. It's honestly, it's not. It's whatever. I think it's an old tradition, and you know what? Sometimes if you value it, good for you. But if you start imposing it on other people who don't value it, then not good. You know. So.
But like with these things, you know, traditions are great, but sometimes you can rewrite traditions and make it your own. You know, it doesn't always have
Yeah.
to be according to other people's traditions.
Yeah, so it's just, if you think it's cool, cool. I personally am too lazy to change my last name. I am
Mm-hmm.
also so lazy that I haven't even considered getting married.
I know. I
God
was
dang
gonna say,
it.
are you even thinking about it? Are you even
Well,
is
here's
it
the
even
thing
in the
though.
cards anymore? Yeah.
Here's the thing though. Like, my ideal wedding is to shove everyone on the boat and be like, have a free for
Right.
all, right? And now that
Yeah.
everyone is still, we're still in the pandemic, and the
Yeah.
last thing I want is for people to have to travel to come to me, because I have people from all over. I don't want them to have to travel to
Yeah.
get to me. I don't want them to feel anxious about traveling, because some of them haven't traveled and some of them won't travel.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I would like to have some of the most people that I love the most be there for me. And if they can't, it's
Yeah.
just better to just wait. Like, there is no rush.
True. Very true. Because
And
that you're gonna be with, PB. So,
yeah, pretty much
so it's
stuck
like
with him for a
there is no
while.
rush. Yeah.
Yeah, stuck with him. There's our lump of cells running around out there, so she's
I
pretty
don't.
much
Yeah,
what?
I don't. Well, Katrina was saying, what's the difference between madam or mistress? I don't think mistress is a like. Are you saying it as a title?
Wait, isn't a mistress like the side chick?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that people refer that as a title. Do you mean
Yeah.
are you saying like what's the difference between well, madam? I thought is someone that is like that that manages a brothel,
A
right?
brothel, yes.
The house of the
Yeah.
brothel, like the head house of the brothel. But a mistress is obviously somebody's,
Who
side
works in
chick.
the brothel? Who works?
No, because I think if you work as in a brothel, then you will consider as an escort.
Yeah, but then if you start dating that guy, you would technically be his mistress
True,
if he was
true,
married, right?
true,
Okay. Now,
true.
by the way, sex work is still
But let's
work.
be
We're not.
clear. What?
I was about
Huh?
to say, I was like, by the way, we're not knocking sex work, because sex work is still work. I guess we're
It is
just
a
trying to
work. Yes, it
define.
is.
But it goes to show that there is a lot of different words and meanings to attach to what a woman is. A mistress is someone who's dating a man who's already married. A missus is someone who's married to a man. A miss is someone who is born a young woman who's probably living in the house of a father.
Wait, let's be clear. A mistress is someone who is, yes, dating a married man, but that woman is not a mistress if that man is separated. Let's be clear. There's a big
That's true.
difference. You can't call someone that.
That is very, very true.
Because a
But
separated man is still married technically, but it's still separated because they don't want to be in that marriage. So you can't call that woman that he's dating a mistress.
that is true too. A madam is the mistress of the house.
Yes.
That is very true. I have
see.
seen that before. Yeah, like in books and stuff. Yeah, I have seen that before.
Oh, okay.
But it is a
I guess that
very
makes
old
sense.
school
Yeah.
child. It's like you are from the 18th century.
So old school. Who even has? Well, I guess there are other houses that are out there that I don't know.
Yeah. It's a very old school. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, but see,
All right.
there is not a guy's title.
No, there's
for a guy sleeping with a wife who's sleeping with a woman who is married, there is not a guy's title for that. There's a mistress for a woman, but there isn't one for a guy.
I mean,
Would you
current
call them a
day,
mister? Because that's kind of weird. My mister.
aren't they called just gigolos? Aren't they called gigolos though?
No, a gigolo is someone you buy.
Well, okay, I guess it's like an escort, right? No,
Yeah,
you're
like
right.
an
You're
escort, male
definitely right.
escort.
Yeah.
So he would be a mister. He would be a mister.
See, that's why like I really like the title like fiance because it correlates to
Fiance? Why?
yeah. Because like it's still, you know, you when you call a man, you know, oh, he's my fiance, well, you know that he is attached, he's getting ready to get married to someone else. Or like when I say I'm his fiance, then people know it's equal. It's back and forth, you know?
Well, there is a difference. There is a difference because fiance for a guy is spelled with one E, whereas a fiance for a woman is spelled with two E's. So
Yeah.
that still designates a female, male pronoun
Well, it's
type of
just
thing.
yeah, it's a pronoun thing,
just
but it's
not-
still but it's still saying that
Sounds
like
the same.
he is getting ready to marry someone and I'm getting ready to marry someone. At least that's
Yes.
equal, right? The Mr. Mrs. trope is
Yes.
that the Mr. you don't know if he's single or married, but the Mrs. you know she's married. See, and that's why I think the fiance
Yep.
thing works better.
Totally.
Or betrothed, my betrothed, which I'm gonna throw around from now on. I am now betrothed to, which is
Yeah, I know. That's so archaic saying that.
I love
But then
it.
it's almost like, well, how? But then it's almost like, well, how will we say? How will we give a guy with like different things to say their relationship to a woman? Like,
Aside
you
from
know,
being engaged,
Mister.
yeah, there isn't really anything else. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a gigolo. I don't know what we want to call. Like like a miss compared to what? Like, what is the equivalent to that in a man? I don't know. I don't think there is one. We would have to actually create something.
And Katrina's like, what dowry should we place on the lady? My lady.
What dowry?
That's so funny.
My cat comes with me as my dowry.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I have a hard stop here soon because I gotta go back to hitting the books. A pimp. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Crafty Mess.
This was fun
always,
again.
Yeah, we will send you out into the ether on a good weekend, and hopefully you stay safe and happy and be kind. Anything else?
Get vaccinated if you haven't gotten vaccinated, and please be kind and pass it on.
And kudo points if you burn your bra and take down the patriarchy. All right, see you later.
Free the kitties. Free the kitties. Bye.
All right, bye, guys.